Hey there, it's your host, Cindy Chang, founder of Evolve Consulting Co. and the visionary behind an exciting new venture launching in 2025, making staffing accessible for companies of all sizes. Welcome back to the Fearless Entrepreneurs podcast, where we dive deep into the stories behind Canada's most inspiring brands. Together, we'll uncover how these bold entrepreneurs sparked their dreams, tackled their toughest challenges, and leaned into their fears to achieve success. I'm thrilled you're here, bold enough to embrace the hard truths and inspired to learn from their journeys. Ready to dive in? Let's go. By popular demand, today's guest is someone who has helped countless entrepreneurs and small businesses build their marketing presence, not by selling quick fixes, but by offering real, actionable advice, and a lot of it for free too, and championing the power of patience in marketing. Meet Matt Diamante, the founder of Hey Tony, a digital marketing agency dedicated to helping businesses play the long game. Because real success doesn't happen overnight. With a deep understanding of SEO, social media, and digital strategy, Matt has built a reputation for breaking down complex marketing concepts so business owners can take control of their online growth. For the last 6 years, Matt has helped brands trust the process, showing them that consistent strategic efforts lead to lasting results. He's all about removing the fluff and giving people the tools that they actually need to win in the digital space. So whether through better SEO, smarter advertising, or stronger web design, now with an astounding following of over 260,000 followers on Instagram, if you've ever felt impatient with your marketing efforts or wondered why things aren't moving fast enough, this episode is for you. Matt is here to share why marketing isn't about instant gratification. It's about building something sustainable one step at a time. So get ready for an insightful conversation that will shift your mindset on what it really takes to grow your business. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thank you for having me. That was quite the intro.
Do you like it?
I was like, when are you going to stop talking about how awesome I am? That's crazy.
This is what I do. I can see him light shade flushing a little bit, but you have accomplished so much. And I wasn't lying when I was saying you're here literally by popular demand, right?
That's crazy.
And I think because everything is tangible with what you give them. Every video that you do, people can just go in and make a click and make a difference. And one of the feedback that I got, I just wanted to also share with you while we're on the tooting Matt's horn train, is that I had someone that I talked to that was like, oh my God, he's the best. She met you at one workshop that you did. You do a lot of speaking engagements where you give a lot of free tips, right?
Yes, I try.
She was like, he was just so personable and so easy to talk to. And he just offered free advice, which was really nice for small businesses. Right?
I can't believe how many people don't give away information for free. It's all available on the internet in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. People just have to piece it together. But if you can help them piece it together, they are going to trust you. They're going to like you. And most of all, you're going to help them.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. How does it feel when you hear all of that about yourself?
Kind of crazy because I am just a guy who tries to make helpful videos. I'm alone in a room most of the day. I don't have that feedback. I don't have that interaction. I get some of the feedback in the social media, likes, comments, and stuff like that. And every now and then somebody will send me a really great email. The other day, I posted a video just burnt out. I can't do it today. I can't get up. And I actually got, I think it was 200 people responded to my story, which never happens to me. And they're like, hey, man, you're going to pull through this. Go take a walk outside, like giving me advice, trying to help me.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And somebody also emailed me. It's really, I haven't responded yet because I'm like, I need to take the time. I need to have the time to really craft a good response to this because this person went out of their way to send me a beautiful email just saying everything is going to be okay.
That is so thoughtful. And I think 80% of those messages were from me.
Yeah, I think so.
I just started blowing up his DMs. We're seeing you on Thursday.
Yeah.
We can get through this together. Let's do
You're like,
it.
make sure you're still alive by Thursday. After that, I don't really care. No,
Yeah. Let's step back before you started the journey with Hey Tony, because we want to get to know you as a person. Take me back to where you started.
What do you want to know? Because I could tell you about school, school for advertising. I could tell you about a publication that I started that I grew with help of others to 4 million visitors a month.
Yeah.
I can tell you about freelancing. I can tell you about struggling. I can tell you about driving a truck on film sets because I hated advertising that much. We can
I want
talk
to
about
unpack all of that.
Oh my God.
All of that. You went to school here. You were born here, raised here?
Not here in Hamilton,
Okay.
in the Windsor area. I went to school in Windsor for advertising and marketing communications management, which is a very long way of saying account manager. So in that program, they teach you a little bit of social media, of SEO, of how to use Photoshop and Illustrator and how to build websites. At the time, it was with HTML. I'm not sure what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And I really fell in love with the SEO side of things. It just seems easy. It's a puzzle that I can figure out.
Yeah.
I dove headfirst into that area. I got an internship with one of my professors at his company that he had because he was a contract person.
Yep.
And I worked there between my second and third year, and I was doing SEO the whole time.
Wow. Okay, like, did your brain naturally work like that? Like you work in puzzles and like fitting pieces together?
I love those puzzles you get that are like piece of wood or like a key and you have to figure out how to get the key out of the lock, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that, but I hate like a regular puzzle putting it together. Like my wife loves those puzzles.
Yes.
She never do puzzles with me. I've tried. I hate looking for the piece. I don't want to do that. But with marketing, you're like, there's so many different pieces that you can fit. And sometimes the best piece isn't the perfect one that fits there. It's the one that's like jagged and like sideways. And you're like, this doesn't belong there, but it's doing all this magical stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you just like to figure out how this one piece fits into the bigger piece of the puzzle versus searching for the stupid piece of puzzle.
Yeah. With marketing, you start here, you want the results, so you just go along this path. That would be easy. Everybody could make billions of dollars. We'd all be very rich, devalue the dollar, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with marketing, it's okay, you have a whole bunch of options that you can do, whether it's SEO, and there's many types of different SEO you could do, or if it's social media ads, which social media sites should you be advertising on?
Yeah.
Then it could be Google ads or pay-per-click, anything like that. So email marketing, social media, I don't want to forget anything.
Yeah.
There's all those different things. And you're like, which one makes sense for me and which one should I use? And the answer is usually use all of them, right? But most businesses don't have a budget to do all of them. If you are a solopreneur and you have the time, you can do all of that kind of stuff. You can send out your own emails. You can create lead magnets. You could run your own ads. It is infinitely cheaper to do everything yourself or have somebody in-house.
Right.
And I'm saying that as somebody who runs an agency.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So like for me, I do all of that for my own business. Besides the SEO, my team does the SEO side of things.
Yeah.
For everything else, it's literally all me. I'm filming the videos. I'm editing the videos. I'm uploading the videos.
Wow.
I'm doing the email marketing, all that kind of stuff. Because if I were to hire it out, I would never be able to do it.
And also, you stay more authentic to your content that way too, right? You are the expert in what it is that you're saying. You offload the stuff that's repetitive and that you can offload.
Yep.
But really, you're the brains behind the operation, right?
I don't like you saying that. I'm the brains.
Do you want to say face?
I'm the face of the business.
Okay.
But everybody on my team is so amazing and they have specialized skills that I can't write like they can write.
Right. Yeah. How many people do you have on your team?
I don't know.
Oh.
I do know. It's 12 or 13 or 14, depending on when people are listening to this.
Okay.
Because we're currently hiring people.
Okay.
I have freelancers who come in and out, but the core team is at least 10 people, I will say. Like on payroll, I'm paying taxes for these people.
10 core people, 12 to 14, sometimes comes in and out on a project basis.
Plus, we're hiring.
Plus you're
So
hiring.
again, depends when you're listening to this.
I want to dig into all of that and how you built your business and everything like that. But let's go back. You did an internship. And then how did your trajectory in your career go? Because you've always been in marketing, SEO, the digital landscape.
While I was in school, I got my first client, which was a bin rental company, like those dumpsters on the side of the road. And this is a very quick story I will tell you that leads into the rest, I
It's
promise.
intense.
So while I was in school doing this internship, I was driving to school, and I noticed this garbage bin, this dumpster on the side of the road. And I noticed that they didn't have a website. They just had a number on the side. And I made sure I Googled it. There's nothing about them on the internet. So I gave them a call. Only cold call I've ever personally done. I was like, hey, I noticed you don't have a website. Can I build you a website for $500?
Wow.
The guy was like, oh, no, thanks. We're good. We don't need to be on the internet. And this is like 20 at the time.
Okay.
We don't need to be on the internet. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I was like, never doing that again. Never putting myself out there. So I get a call like 3 weeks later. I've totally forgot about this guy. And he goes, my wife says we need a website. And he's like, when can you come in? So I was like, yeah, I can come tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
Go to his house and sit down with them. I'm like, okay, you need a website. What do you want on your website?
Yeah.
And he's, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you put on a website for dumpsters? Do you have pictures of them? Do you have pictures of your trucks? Do you take different things? What pages do you want? Do you have an about section? What do you need? We don't have any of that. I was like, you don't have pictures of the truck? He's no. So I say, there's nothing I can do about that. You have to go. And this is before everybody had smartphones with like really good cameras.
Yeah.
He grabbed his digital camera or his wife and went and took sideways pictures of the trucks and all this kind of stuff. Then they gave me all the pictures. I came up with all the content. And this is before ChatGPT. I don't know anything about bin rentals. So I'm looking at all their competitors' sites and I'm saying, what are they doing? What information do they have? What are they ranking for? All this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just threw together content and I was like, does this make sense for your business? And they said, no, we don't do X, Y, and Z. So I built this website. I did the SEO for them. I even went to Photoshop. Thank God I learned some of this in school.
Yeah.
And Photoshop and Illustrator and cut the bins out so they could be on a white background with measurements and showing how big they were and all this stuff.
Yeah. Like you were invested into this project. Yeah.
For $500. It was crazy. So I do all this. It goes off. And then about 6 months to a year later, I notice I'm driving back to school. I'm like, why are all their bins on their lot? Like, I thought I did a good job. I thought they were getting website visitors, all this stuff. So I called them. I'm like, what's going on? Are you guys going out of business? Did people stop calling? And they go, no, we had to order more bins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just got those in. And that's why I hadn't seen them. We just got those in. So they went from having 10 or 11 bins to over 100 bins within a couple years.
Yeah. Well, that gave me chills.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I saw them. They had a house. Then they were renting for a while, an apartment next to where they kept all the bins. And then they bought an even bigger house. And I'm like, that's amazing. Yeah. That lends itself to, or why I like working with small businesses, because the work that we do, you can actually see a tangible impact in somebody's life. And not only that, they're hiring people to drive their truck, so they're creating jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say that's why I do it. That's why I do it. But it's really great to see. And why are we doing any of this if we're not helping anybody else?
Yeah. And that really comes through in your messaging, Matt, where, when you're appearing on your reels or you're appearing in your content, even like the feedback that I get from other people, it really does seem like you have the intention to want to help small businesses. And you give tips away for free. You're like, what are you struggling with? Your expertise is really just your expertise. You're talking to a friend who's helping you. And I think that's what sets you apart. So where did that like altruism come from? Where do you think you get this need from just helping other people?
As a business owner myself, that first story with the bin rental guy, that was not a fluke, but that was like the very start. I don't know if I was necessarily altruistic before that in terms of helping other businesses.
Right, okay.
But I
think you are still.
Now I am, yes.
Okay.
But like prior to that, maybe not.
Yeah.
It was really when I started my own business, I was freelancing. I was taking any job that I could. Somebody was like, can you run Google Ads? I was like, yes, no problem. Go on Google, figure out how to do it. Kind of thing. It was the struggle of running my own business, not knowing that people are listening to this in Canada, that you had to save HST.
Right.
People always tell you, oh, it's a write-off. You don't have to pay as many taxes, all this kind of stuff. Nobody told me what the rules were. So a couple years after I started collecting HST, or not even collecting HST, before I signed up, I got hit with $7,000. You have to pay this HST, all this kind of stuff
Same
from the
thing
CRA.
happened to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you this stuff. And I don't know anything about finance or
Yeah.
accounting or anything like that, but I know a little bit now.
Yeah. Through the CRA, right?
Yep.
Same thing happened to me. HST. It's always, everyone listening, it's always the HST. That's what gets you.
You're just holding that for them. It's crazy.
Yes.
It looks like you're rich, but you're actually not rich.
But you're poor after April.
So going through all these struggles, and like that was one example, but trying to promote yourself or trying to do SEO or trying to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I struggled so much at the beginning and for many years that when I was like, I can actually help people. I know how to do it. I can help them avoid some of the stuff that really tripped me up.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Let's all be good to each other and help each other out.
For
Why not?
sure. 100%. You know, and I think this is a lot of the reason why I had created the podcast, because in my experience, when I talk to other business owners, they are actually very forthright with information. Yeah. Entrepreneurs love helping other entrepreneurs.
Some of them.
Really? Oh my gosh. The ones that I've met, they're like, what do you need? People are helpful.
Yeah. People are helpful in that way, but publicly, how many entrepreneurs do you know who are like, here's how to do my job?
Right.
Here's literally A to Z how to do my job.
Right.
Very little.
Yeah, very
little. And that's where there's the gatekeeping or whatever you want to call it, where it's like there's like this elite thing that like you don't know how to do SEO or you don't know how to do my job because I went to school for it. I spent a lot of years doing it, when realistically you're in a spreadsheet typing in numbers and you just need the right formula.
Right.
That's why you gatekeep. Give people the formula. People will get too busy to do it themselves. Then they will hire you because you helped them. And again, that's not why I'm doing all of this. Although
no, but
that
it
is
makes
a side
sense.
benefit.
You're providing the service versus you're holding the control of the tips and the tricks.
Yeah.
You can do it, but it's just, do you have time to do it? As a business, you probably don't want to be doing that, right?
Yeah.
And it's also, my brain doesn't work like that. When I watch your videos, I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. And then afterwards, I'm like, what's happening? I don't even know where to start. And so a lot of businesses feel like that, where they're like, I don't have time.
Yeah. That's, we were chatting earlier before we started recording. I've been on so many discovery calls or sales calls, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And I haven't even had time to really make content, which is what drives my business at this point. I'm getting all these inquiries and all this stuff. Other businesses are doing that already, but then you throw in, okay, you have to do SEO or you have to run ads or you have to learn how to do your own accounting or pay your taxes or go to the bank or set up like all this kind of stuff. So many
things.
And I'm already doing the thing that I'm good at. Why do I have to do all this other shit?
I agree.
It's insane.
Did you know that's the business that I am in?
What's that?
Staffing and recruitment.
Oh, shit.
And so, you know, what's funny is that I do your traditional recruitment, right? So I help you look for staff. Go where people aren't going is my point, right?
Go where they want to be?
Meet them where they are. Meet them where they are.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is, as a business owner,
yes.
you want to go where people aren't serving. And you're serving like, here are my secrets. Here are the secrets. It is not even a secret because, as you said, you can find them online, but let me do it for you because who has time for that? Let's go back to your journey. So you started working in advertising agencies. I know agencies very well. Yep. You've done the agency burnouts. You started driving trucks because you couldn't stand working in an agency. Take me through your corporate burnout journey.
It was really like, I think I only did 4 or 5 months at an agency and I hated it. But so I left there. A friend of mine was like, hey, I need somebody to work on my movie, my indie film. And I was like, does it pay any money? He's like, very little. And I was like, sounds great. So I quit that. Yeah. Sign me up. I quit and went to work on his movie and it was really fun. I think it was like a month and I got to meet a whole bunch of new people, which led me down a whole bunch of different paths career-wise, which was really great. We're just hanging out all day and we're all working on like this one big project and it's like really fun. And I was living in Toronto at the time, or Toronto for people who aren't from Toronto. So I got back and I asked a friend who was working in advertising, I'm like, hey, I know you do a lot of commercial shoots with whatever agencies. Is it possible for you to put in a word for me to drive a trial? I'll do literally any job. I just want to be like on set kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, no problem. The first thing I worked on was a McDonald's shoot, which is crazy.
Nice.
But I was driving a truck, bottom of the totem pole, lifting all the heavy stuff, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is really great. It pays like, I think like bottom of the totem pole on a commercial set is like $250 a day or something. So it's great money.
Yeah.
And especially at the time, I was like, that's like what I would make in 5 days or whatever. I noticed there was a lot of downtime and I always had a client or two on the side.
Right.
For SEO or marketing or building websites or whatever it was. So I was like, there's a lot of downtime. I started bringing my laptop and hotspotting from my phone so I could double dip. Everybody likes a double dip if you can while you're working.
Yeah.
And so I started.
Everyone loves a double dip.
Everyone loves a double dip. So Yeah, I was just doing that. But the thing with commercials and film sets is there's a lot of space between them.
Right.
And unless you're like the A person that they always call first, you're maybe working once every 2 weeks. And on, a good time, it's 3 or 4 days in a week.
Yeah.
But then you're off for 2-3 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, this isn't really for me. It's long days. And the thing that took the cake
Yeah.
was I was working on this indie film and they were like, we'll give you $50 a day. All you have to do is drive the truck there, sit in the truck all day, do whatever you want, and drive the truck back. You don't have to unload. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I said, okay, $50 a day. It's 12-hour days. So
What?
I was working away on my laptop and stuff like that. And then I would go in and eat from the craft truck. Definitely eat more than, I probably should because I wasn't really getting paid that much. They were giving me dirty looks. Like, why don't you help people pick up the chairs or move the equipment? And I was like, because you're paying me $50 a day. And you said all I have to do is sit in the truck.
Yeah.
And after, I think I did 5 or 6 days that they needed me for. And I'm waiting for the check in the mail.
Yeah.
I emailed them, where's the check? A couple weeks later, hey, still haven't received the check.
No way.
It's in the mail, it's in the mail, it's in the mail. And the final straw was I emailed them and say, if you don't think it was worth paying me $50 a day, you owe me like 200 or $250, you can keep the money. I just went on in an email to the producer and they were like, you can come pick up your check at blank address. And I was like, what a shit thing to do.
Yeah.
I understand it's an indie film. You don't have that much money. But if you hire somebody, pay them.
For sure.
That's not the only time that people tried not to pay me in my life. So literally any vendor, if somebody sends me an invoice and people send me fake invoices expecting me to pay.
Really?
Have you heard that story of Meta? Somebody was invoicing Meta for, I think it was like $10 million over the years.
Yeah.
And their system was just processing the payment. And he got caught eventually and went to, I think he went to prison.
Court,
but people try to do that all the time.
Really?
Yeah. So they'll send me like a PayPal invoice or whatever. I'm like, you don't think I know what I'm
phishing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think I know what I'm paying for and all
yeah.
literally all the services? You don't think I have an entire spreadsheet of what I'm paying? Anyways.
Yeah.
So if somebody sends me an invoice that is warranted, that they've done the work, I pay them immediately. Like why wait around for a couple weeks after that and let them sweat? You should have the cash if they did the work.
I think that's what a lot of business struggling with right now, though, is cash flow.
Yeah.
Right? Like
one of the best pieces of advice I got early on in my career as a business owner was from a buddy of mine. He said, cash flow is king.
Yes.
Because if you don't have cash, you can't pay people to do the job to make you money to get more cash. And I also read a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. It's really great.
Yeah.
Because of that advice and reading that book, when my business took not a downturn, but I let go of a huge client.
Yeah.
I had enough cash to run the business for 6-7 months without having with running at a loss, but still running a business.
But still able to operate, right? And that's such good advice. And one of the entrepreneurs that I had in the podcast a couple months ago, he's a restaurant owner. And during COVID, we didn't suffer because we had a cash flow. And he was like, it shocked me to hear that people just didn't, they were living paycheck to paycheck. That's a very dangerous way to run your business.
100%.
Yeah, cash is definitely king.
So that was my last straw with the film industry. From there, there's a couple things that happened, but I'll just skip forward. I convinced some investors to give me and a couple other guys money to start a publication, start a website.
Okay.
And it wasn't like, give us $100,000 and we'll do X, Y, and Z. We're just like, we need money to do this. And they were like, great. Let us know how much it costs every month, and then we'll write you guys checks for.
Who are these guys?
Right. But that part of the issue was we didn't know how much money we were working with. So we were running as lean as possible. And sometimes they'd be like, no, you can't do that. We don't have budget for them. What's the budget? We don't know. Yeah, it was it was a really weird kind of situation.
Yeah.
But that was the publication that I was talking about.
Okay.
The first 3 months or 4 months, we were getting I registered the domain. I built the website. We did the SEO, registered the Facebook page and Instagram, all that stuff. And in the first 3-4 months, we were only getting 30,000 views a month, visitors to the website a month. And we were depending on ad revenue for that or to continue going. And that's what we promised the investors. We'll get ad revenue and eventually this will be making a lot of money. So I think we launched in May. And by December, they're like, we don't have any money left to give you guys.
Oh.
You have to start getting more traffic to the website. We have a couple months of runway left.
Okay.
So.
And what year was this?
This was 2014.
Okay.
2014 into 2015.
Okay.
So it was, I think in January, we had our first article go viral. This is over social media.
Amazing.
It doesn't happen that easily anymore. But like that, it crashed the server. I had to learn about
You
like
broke
server.
the internet.
I broke the internet for our website, yes. Now people tell me that I'm ruining the internet with my SEO tips, which is hilarious. It's so good.
Why?
Yeah. Like, this is why I can't find anything good on Google. But like those people who are publishing bad content, it's their fault.
Right.
I'm trying to help everybody who wants to publish good content and
Right.
runs a legitimate business
Yeah.
to show up higher against people who have bad results on their site.
But then are they saying that because people who want to put bad content, they're also using their tips and that's just pushing everyone to the top? Okay.
They're already using those tips. The people
Right.
who are doing bad content, the spammers, those are the tips they're using, and they're
Right.
doing many shady things. But
yeah. The internet is a wild west.
crashed the server, had to figure all that kind of stuff out. And I didn't really know what I was doing because I'd
Yeah.
never dealt with that before, but it was my responsibility in the
You gotta
company,
fix it.
whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that first month, we got everything fixed. We went from 30,000 visitors a month to 4 million visitors.
Awesome.
We had a partnership like shortly after that with Vice.
Okay.
They were selling all of our ads on our website. Then we also had, at the time, it was
Yeah.
Chorus Media. Yeah,
Yeah.
they owned radio stations across Canada. We partnered with them, and this was the worst timing. We partnered with them. We signed the contract and everything. Then they got bought out by another company, and it never
Right.
went through. But they were about to sell all of our ads in Canada
Yeah.
and distribute our content across all their radio stations.
Right.
So we would get a ton more traffic
Yeah.
to the website. And so we're making all these really big partnerships. Even, do you remember Google Plus?
I do.
So Google Plus, I got an email from somebody at Google,
yeah.
and I was like, this seems like spam. There's no way this is
Yeah.
from somebody at Google. And the email was like, really like the content you're publishing on Google Plus. We'd love to feature you as one of the main publications when somebody signs up for an account, like of accounts to
Oh.
follow.
Right.
So we got, I think it was like 100,000 followers or something, like something crazy or even more
Yeah.
from doing that. And so we had partnerships with all these huge companies and huge sites, and we're just like some 20 somethings
Yeah.
in a basement. And eventually we got an office, but just trying to figure it out, get
Yeah.
everything together. So we did that.
Yeah.
The company eventually fell apart. The website doesn't get traffic anymore.
Why did it fall apart?
Just there's so many reasons. But the number one thing is it's hard to run a publication without money. I'll say it like that. But
Yeah.
we were doing all this advertising with Vice and all these like big media companies, but they had like net 60, net 90
Mm-hmm.
after the campaign was done. So if you ran a 2-month campaign, then you would have 3 months after that before you got paid.
Yeah.
So we just had a huge, I think we were spending like $20,000 or $30,000 a month on payroll
Wow.
to write the content, to get everything out there. And we weren't even running ads. This is all organic, by the way.
Right. Right.
The check is literally coming to us,
Yeah.
but we need to cover that in the meantime.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think it was a profitable company at all. I didn't see the actual full financials, but knowing how much it cost us to run
yeah.
and seeing how much money we had come in, we probably made like $2,000 or $3,000 in profit after everybody got paid.
Wow. And that's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot
Yeah.
of work for not a lot in return, right?
Exactly, for the profits.
Right. And so were you working full-time job at that point, or did you shift 100% into running this publication?
It was 100% into running this publication. But
Okay.
again, I always had a client or two on the side
Yeah.
because I like doing this stuff and it's fun to do. And also I like a little bit of extra cash. Who doesn't like extra cash?
Side hustle money, you know?
At that point when we were winding things down, I was meeting up with a bunch of people that I knew because I hate like putting in a resume and applying places. I didn't want to do that. And so I met with people that I knew. I was like, do you know anybody who needs anything temporary, anything like that?
Yeah.
And it was like a 6-week contract position covering a mat leave at a really big agency. And they're like, yeah, you're an account manager, all this kind of stuff. It's like, perfect. This sounds simple.
Yeah.
After my first, I think 3 days there. And also I convinced them to pay me like $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And at the time, the most I ever made an hour was like maybe $15. And so I was rich at that point.
You were like, yes.
I didn't have the money yet,
Cha-ching. Yeah.
but I was going to be
Yeah.
rich. So the second or third day, I was like, I hate this so much
Oh, shit.
that after this like 4 or 6 week contract, whatever, I'm going on a 2-month trip. I'm just
Excellent
leaving.
choice.
So I went to California. I stayed
Yeah.
with my buddy who lived there, and we traveled all around, went to concerts, met people. It was really great.
Yeah.
And I spent another week like in the mountains in Banff, or not another week, another month with
Yeah.
a buddy who lived there. And it was really great. And when I got back home, I had just enough money to pay 1 more month rent.
Yeah.
I didn't save any money. I just spent literally, I
Yeah.
think it was like 10 grand or something,
Making it rain.
including the HST that I
Yeah.
collected. So
Again, this HST. Yeah.
So I spent all of it and I was like, I'm going to figure it out later.
Yeah.
I'm going to get an accountant, do some creative stuff. That's not how it works. I know
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
we want it to work that way, hey?
wanted
I was
to.
like,
We want to believe.
who is an accountant that can just make me rich by
Yeah.
making my money work for my money? That doesn't exist. The government will find it.
If you want your money to work for your money, you have to invest it.
Invest it.
But you still have to pay
correct.
tax,
Yes.
right? There's no way.
Especially HST. Don't get money back from HST. That's what I've learned. Very hard lesson. Oh, what?
Yes.
The government owes you HST?
Yeah.
Audit.
I got a big HST check back. I'll
Yeah.
just tell you this now.
Yeah.
Because so many of our clients are in the US or international.
Yeah.
I'm paying out more HST than I'm actually collecting.
You're paying out more So if you go to your US clients, you still charge HST.
No.
Oh, you do? Yeah, neither do I.
So you don't have
Yeah.
to charge them HST.
Yeah.
But I have vendors and stuff that I'm paying in Canada that are charging me HST.
Yeah.
So I'm paying out a lot of HST.
Right.
And not taking in any HST. And as a business, I don't know exactly how it works, but I got a
Yeah,
check
yeah.
and I was like, this is sweet. Okay.
Are you sure you're not going to have to give that back?
I have it.
CRA, don't be listening.
Yeah. Is anybody from the CRA listening to this? Don't look into my No, you can
Yeah.
look into my stuff. Everything's good. So I spent all that money
Yeah.
and had 1 month of rent,
Yeah.
which was like, I think $900 or
Yeah,
something. Like
yeah.
I had nothing.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of room on my credit card as
You're
well.
burning on fumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was going out to like any friends that I knew. Like I had a friend who was a YouTuber. And I was like, yeah, any work I can do for you. Like I'll make the shirts. Like I'll set up your shop and do all this kind of stuff. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing some of that. But like, the money was so little. Like it wasn't going to push me forward.
Yeah.
And then the craziest thing happened because I had been doing that for 4 or 5 years at that time. People started being like, oh, if you need a website, go to Matt. If you need that, go to Matt.
Yeah.
I started getting referrals and I was like, this is really great.
Yeah.
And eventually, fast forward to 2017, 2018,
Okay.
I had too many clients for me to work on myself.
Okay.
Like I was physically doing it like 12, 14 hours a day, working on all these clients, getting everything done. Everybody's happy. But then I was like, I'm burning out.
Yeah.
I'm
for sure.
having anxiety attacks, panic attacks, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
So I hired a friend of a friend at the time. And he came in and I was like, this is the scariest thing ever. Like my first employee, the first employee is the scariest person you will ever hire.
I know. I know.
Like you'll go from making like just
Yeah.
for round numbers, like $7,000 or $10,000 a month to making oh my God, I can't do math.
Like $3,000 a month because you gave $4,000 away to.
Yeah, you're giving
Yeah.
money away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I really hope this investment pays off. I hope
Yeah.
that they can make me money. And the first couple months, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like he's doing a lot of work, but I'm still working a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I just had this realization that I need to let go and stop
Yes.
doing is like looking over literally every single thing or
Yeah.
rewording things. That's not how I would do it, but it's pretty close. It still makes sense to do it that way.
80%. Yep.
If you hire people, you have to be that okay with them doing 80% as good of a job as you would do.
That's such great advice, by
Right.
the way. This is like what I spend half the time telling my clients is it's not going to be perfect, but at least it's out the door.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting out the door, you're moving the
But
train along. It's fine.
Even if you think it's perfect,
Yeah.
that is 80% of somebody else's.
Yes. It's a good point.
Right?
So who was your first hire? What role, what function did they take in your company?
I don't even know the job title.
Yeah. Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name is James, was James at the time, still James now. Hi,
Still James.
He's still James.
Work with you?
No.
Okay.
He
Bye,
moved-
James.
No.
Just kidding.
James is a friend. So he moved on and like he's doing really great.
Great.
And anytime somebody leaves my agency or doesn't want to work with me anymore, not because I'm a bad person, but because they found another opportunity, I'm
For
like,
sure.
that I love that for you. Like I
Yeah.
had somebody like who was working with me. And I don't say working for me because we are really a team
Yeah.
and they bring skills that I don't necessarily have.
Absolutely.
So somebody who was working with me, she found a job in the music industry and that was her dream thing. That's where she
Yeah.
wanted to go. And I was like, she was very nervous to even bring it
Tell
up.
you, yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love this for you. She's like, what? You're not mad? I'm like, no, go do your thing.
Yes.
Why would your happiness, like you going to do something that makes you happy, make me sad or upset or angry?
Thank you.
It's crazy.
You know what, Matt? That's very refreshing. I operate my business in the exact same way, right?
Love it.
I have fractional recruiters that are on board that help me, and they're excellent. And they take on other clients because they're part-time for me,
Yeah.
right? And they're like, oh, is it okay if I take like next weekend off? I'm like, Absolutely. Please do not work. Please do not work. And I want people to travel. As long as you're getting your work done, I don't care where you do it from.
Yeah.
But that's very nuanced thinking. And a lot of people, we're slowly starting to pivot people into this new thinking. And I'm calling it a movement. This is something that I feel very passionate about.
As do I.
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't talked about this. And I don't know, but we work a 4-day work week.
Do you?
My entire agency since 2021.
Yeah.
We take Wednesdays off.
Great.
It's
Great
the best
day to
day
take
of the
off.
week.
Yeah.
You're always a day or two away from a day off.
Yeah. Are we on Wednesday now?
No, today's Thursday.
Thursday? Okay, we don't even know.
Thursday, Friday.
Okay. I was like, am I making you work on your weekend day?
No, I work a little bit every single day.
Yes,
as
a business owner, you have to.
But then also, like next week, I'm going to be gone to Jamaica for a week. It's going to be really great.
Incredible.
And if you know anybody who does a podcast in Jamaica, that'd be really fantastic.
Like a Jamaican podcast you want to be on, or
somebody in Jamaica who does a podcast, whatever that means. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Then I can chat with people, meet people.
Yes.
And we work a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
And if I catch anybody on Slack, because I can see their green bubble if they're active, if they're on before 9 in the morning or after 5 p.m. on a regular day or on a Wednesday or on a weekend, because I have my computer open, I can see shit. I send them a message. What are you doing?
Stop.
Yeah, stop working.
No way.
Today is your day off. Like, I'm just finishing this thing. I took a half day on Friday, and I'm like, okay, if you took time, like to go to an appointment or whatever, and you're catching, like, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But and another situation, one of the people on my team, it was like 6 or 7 p.m. I saw her online. I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, listen, you said we could do, as long as we get everything done, like we could work the hours we want. And I was like, yeah. I wake up at 6 and from 10 a.m. till 2, I'm working. And then I play video games from 2 till 6. And then from 6 till 10, I'm working again.
Yeah.
If that works for you, you know when your moments of inspiration are, what times of the day you work better. That is totally fine. But generally, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Generally, you're going to burn yourself out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think that there's something to that. And honestly, like, I love that so much. Like, I'm so glad you're preaching what you're teaching what you're preaching. Like, you are just, really moving forward in this movement and not just saying you're moving forward in that movement.
I have to legally to meet the minimum amount of days off people have to take per year because nobody's taking time off.
Right.
And
because they're just so inspired.
They have that. If somebody wants the day off, take the day off. I don't care. As long as the deliverables get done, you can have somebody else on the team help you, whatever. But nobody's taking enough vacation. I have to physically close my business for 2 weeks out of the year.
No way.
So that meets the minimum 2-week vacation requirement, whatever.
Right.
And they can take off 2 weeks. They can take off 4 weeks, whatever they want.
And they can work remote.
And they can work remote.
So that's probably why they're like, if I can work remote, then I don't need the time off. But people need time off, right?
But I have to legally close it. I don't know if it's Christmas? That's what my old accountant said. So over the holidays, we take like an extended holiday. And then last year in July, I was like, you know what? We're having summer break.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're off this 1 week in July. No new clients are coming on this month. All the client work got done. It was great. So now I'm like, we need to do that again this year. But I'm like, can we do 2 weeks? I want to push it to a month at some point.
Why not?
And just see what happens.
And the thing is, that's going to be a true testament to how you are. This might be controversial to say, but sometimes magic happens when you're resting. Right? And magic happens when you're plugged out of the business.
Yeah.
And that's everyone from owner all the way through to the different cogs in the wheel that make the whole machine run, right? And I truly believe that. I really do.
100%.
I'm so glad you joined us today for the Fearless Entrepreneurs podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend or someone who could use a little inspiration. You can always reach me, your host, Cindy Chang, directly on Instagram or Spotify DM. I love hearing from you. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a review. It truly means the world to me. Until next time, stay fearless.